Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of Music Scene Investigation. Rich Wildman here. I'll be your host. Thanks for joining us today. Glad to have you along for the ride. We got a full show for you today. If you're not familiar with Music Scene Investigation, this is where we give indie music bands, artists, whatever you want to call them, reviews they can use. I hold in my hot little hand here the music we'll be reviewing today. It is secret until you hear it, I guess. I really don't know. If you're an indie artist out anywhere in the world, want to be on the show, very simple to do. Head to MusicSceneInvestigation.com, hit the Submit a Song button, submit your music, do it today, do it right now, well, after the show, if you will. And we're going to introduce our panelists right now, though. We got a panel of industry experts from around the world, and when I say around the world, I really mean around the world today. In New York City, we have Mr. Tom Chianti, recording engineer. Is that what you call yourself, Tom, or a sound engineer?
Actually, I'm a musicologist, Rich.
Does that involve probing of any kind?
No. That would be a mucusologist.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you cleared that up for us, Tom. So how you doing? Things going well there in New York?
Things are going great. Bright, sunny days. We're having finally an autumn we can be proud of. And just sitting around all week waiting for the show to happen.
Well, I'm glad you're with us and glad to see you doing well today. Thanks for being here, Tom.
Okay, my favoritism.
Now, I've got to admonish the guys in the chat room today. They're talking about the glare off my forehead. If you were here in the live studio audience, as hundreds of people are, we actually hand out polarized glasses to them, sunglasses, if you will, to cut the glare down. Of course, you're responsible for your own glasses out in the internet audience, and not my fault, can't sue me, so there. Let's go to London, England. As I said, all over the world we're gathering from today to meet Mr. Ian Husbands. Ian, how are you today, sir?
I'm good, Rich. I'm good. I'm wearing my MSI compliant sunglasses. The glare on your head is particularly bad tonight.
And I was going to say, it doesn't bother you a bit, right?
No, I'm quite happy with these. These will take 1,000 suns down to about the strength of 2.
I kind of figured you were just, doing your old dirty Harry look for us.
No. I don't do my dirty Harry look in public.
Oh, all right. Do you have for me some statistics from our last week's witness page, Ian?
I do, mate. I do. I'm feeling a bit Antipodean today. Don't know why.
Well, can you spell it?
No.
All
IT. Right. Okay, last week's witness results. We had song 3 came top in songwriting with 86% of the votes. There we go, that's easier. But song 1 came top in best performance and best mixing production with 71% of the votes in performance.
So it was really kind of a split decision.
It was. People didn't quite agree with us totally.
So Russ Seeger, song number 1, So Good Looking, the throwback retro song, as you guys called it. And then Matthew's show, Poison Pickin' Time, which was the song of the week, garnered the most votes.
Yes, overall.
Well, that's good to know. It's good to know, and it's good to be corrected. It's good to see our panelists corrected every once in a while. That's just what I think. So,
just look. Let's settle this now. We will talk about this off air. Your opinion, Rich.
Yeah,
you're not allowed one, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and remember that, Ian. Thank you.
Tommy, tell you.
They're going to gang up on me.
I don't want to because I don't want to hurt his shiny little head.
And I appreciate that, Tom. All right, our guest panelist today is the media maven all the way from Butterflies Radio. She runs A&R. She actually is the brains behind Butterflies Radio. It is Miss Carol Riordan. Carol, welcome to Music Scene Investigation. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you. Just a second.
Is that helping?
Okay. Yes, that's much better. Thank you. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you,
These are actually fake Dior ones from Bali, I have to say, not the real thing. But yes, I thought I better copy Ian. No, I can't. Actually, I'm hiding the bags under my eyes because it's really early in the morning.
Now, for those of us here in the States, what's the actual time there in Australia?
It is 6:06 a.m. on
you're on the
Monday.
You're on
morning.
the east coast of Australia, right?
Yes, I am.
Now, you said it's Monday morning there. So what happened already Monday that I need to know about? Because it's only Sunday afternoon here.
Well, so far the sun's come up, okay, or it's just about to come up. The first flight should be flying over soon. So it seems like everything's well in the world. I don't think the world's collapsed yet, so it's good.
Now, this is good to know. This morning, I'd had a conversation with Tommy about the end of the world. And now we have a contact, Tommy. We can call Carol on the day before to find out what happened the day of. So, we're good.
But you see, it's not fair, Rich, because if the world were to end now, she still would have gotten an extra day and a half out of it.
That's a good point. Anything in your defense?
Well, that's true. And like when it comes to the end of the year, apparently, I don't know what the date is of the end of the year. I mean, will I still be here? Will you guys be gone? What? I don't know what's going to happen. So it'll be interesting to find out.
Now, Carol.
Well, surely you'd go first because you're ahead of us.
Well, true. That's very true. Yeah.
So you couldn't actually let us know because you'd be dead.
Let's hope.
Yeah,
let's
true.
hope we never have to find out, though. Now, Carol.
But let's face it. It's Armageddon. I can't spell Armageddon, but it's not the end of the world.
He always interrupts me for a joke. Now, Carol, I do want to talk to you about Butterflies Radio because I know that over at Butterflies Radio, you guys on Tuesday, I'm there every Tuesday for this. You guys do a broadcast program called Twitter Tuesday Live. Now, where'd the idea for this come from, Twitter Tuesday Live?
Well, it was actually Mark's idea to take it to Twitter because he thought it would be different. And I finally got the hang of using Twitter because if you have never used it, it can be complex and confusing. But I think I've got it off pat now, so it's pretty good. Anyway, yes, so Mark decided that we'd take it to Twitter Tuesday Live. Instead of having a chat room like you have at MSI, we thought we would try it that way. And it seems to be working. It's quite fun, actually. In fact, I feel quite lost that I'm not here tweeting at the moment. It's really weird.
Now, I understand, and that's why I called you the media maven, the social media maven in this particular case, is because, you guys have taken and leveraged social media at Butterflies Radio better than I think that any other indie station on the net has. And, I got to commend you guys for that because I think that is a great way of keeping in touch with your audience. You guys do a great job with that.
Well, thank you. Mark actually does all the he's the technical person. I mean, I could never do what Mark does, with the computer side of things. And yes, I'm the social butterfly, to coin a phrase, and I like doing it. I've always been a chatter, a talker, whatever. I like to interact with people, and Twitter Tuesday Live is fantastic. We've got some good feedback from our artists because it's fun. It's more like a coffee morning social gathering, and we have a laugh. Well, as you know, you tune in all the time, and we just laugh so much. And our guests really enjoy it. They say it's a very informal interview and a very different way of interviewing a band or artists. It's great. We love it.
Now, speaking of informal, some of the guests you've had on there are really embracing that whole informality of the show, of the template. Specifically, Bosco and Peck. I think the guys are certifiable. But in regards to the guests that you've had on Butterflies Radio, who do you think, or who would you say, is the most, I guess, outrageous guest you've had on there?
Definitely, I have to say Bosco and Peck. And talking of Bosco and Peck, look, I will show you their mug.
The Bosco and Peck mug, yeah.
Yes. We had them on
Where's
the show.
the MSI one?
And... Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't got that yet. I promise I will get one. Yeah, so anyway, we had Bosco and Peck on and their sidekick, Philly Steve. And I couldn't concentrate. I almost lost the show because I was just laughing so much. And I wish you could hear what goes on off the air when we play the songs, because I was just in stitches. And Mark had to tell me to breathe to carry on with the show. And it was just impossible. But it was so fun. And then we had the Bew sisters on. And I think there was 4 of them. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's 4 Bew sisters. And they completely took over the show. They were such fun. And, it was great when that happens. But, yeah, I do giggle a lot. But definitely Bosco and Peck were the most outrageous. Oh, then we did have one guy come on, Kenny, can't remember his name now, his second name. And he used a lot of the F words. The F bombs were hit a lot. I was like, oh, no, this is going out on air. What are we going to do?
That's one thing about indie radio that a lot of people may not understand is it's not held to task of the normal rules of radio. I mean, so you can go on there and you can actually get a little crazy and wild sometimes, which, it's nice to see people having a good time when they do broadcast and stuff like that. With regards to Twitter, Tuesday Live, and Butterflies Radio in general, I know that you guys, along with the Indie Music Coalition, of which we are a part, have got some plans in the works. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we're actually planning this gig. We're calling it the Indie Rock Party, Global Indie Rock Party, I should say. We'd like to do this. We're trying to find a venue, first of all, to do it sometime in February. And we need some funding to get this off get this going. And we're trying our best, through Indiegogo I think we've got about $247 or something at the moment, which isn't going to get us very far. But what we want to do is to have about 10 or 12 artists play at this one venue, and we will broadcast it globally, through the internet. And, the wonders of the world today with internet and, technology as it is, we can broadcast like from one particular spot to all corners of the world, like we do with MSI and our live show. But this would be artists playing live on a stage, and we're really passionate about it, and we're trying so much to get it organised. But if we don't get the funding, unfortunately, it won't be able to take part. So we're aiming for February.
Now, if there are anybody in the listening audience who wants to contribute, who wants to become a sponsor of the Global Indie Rock Party, what do they need to do to make that happen, Carol?
Well, they can go to our homepage, butterfliesradio.com, and all the details are on there of how to become a sponsor and, donate some money towards us. And in return, we will promote you and do all sorts of things. There's a whole list of what you can pay and what we will give you in return for your sponsor. For your sponsorship.
And as everybody knows, Butterflies Radio, all indie, all the time. And you guys go out of your way to support indie musicians. You've been doing this for a number of years. You've got a number of different programs on that do the exact same thing. In fact, we work with Kiva on Indie Views and bring our hit list artists over to them. And I know that you guys are constantly expanding the programming on your station, bringing in new artists. And if there's an artist out there who's listening to the broadcast or watching the show today, and they want to hopefully get their music submitted to Butterflies Radio, how might they go about that?
Well, they can also go through the homepage, submit music. There's a link on the homepage, or they can contact me, Carol at butterfliesradio.com. Don't contact Mark. He's so busy with work and his family and, putting the music on. I do the social media things and I advise them where they need to go. We've also got our Facebook page. They can put notes on there. We've got Twitter. They can tweet me. Lots of different ways, but mainly go to the homepage and click under Submit Music if you really want to put on the show. And like you were saying, Rich, yes, we do have several shows. We've got what have we got? Kiva's Show, Music and Mayhem, The Great Unknowns, Revolver Radio, and obviously Twitter Tuesday Live and MSI we play. And we all are doing the same thing, you know, to get the artist heard.
All right. Well,
so we're all working together.
All right. Well, what say we get some artists heard right now on MSI? We're all here to take and review music by artists, and that's what we're going to do today. So let's take a listen to today's first song on Music Scene Investigation. Here is today's song number 1, everyone. Enjoy.
One day my lips spoke out a word across the ancient world. It was heard. Never, never, never come this way.
There's song number 1 on today's music scene investigation. Let's go ahead and go to Ian, find out what he thought about it. Ian, your thoughts on song number 1 today?
Yeah, there's a good track here. I mean, it's got a lot of memories for me. It's got a very retro 80s sound to it, I think. Bands like the House of Love, who had a hit called She Shines On, which this reminded me a lot of, not necessarily in the vocals, but in the music. There's elements of The Cure in there, even elements of Chris Isaacs with some of that sort of tremolo-y guitar with the deep reverbs and stuff on it. And there's a lot of good stuff going on in there. I mean, I'm undecided on whether those drums were programmed or live. If they were programmed, they were done well. If they were live, they were good, if that makes sense. But I'm uncertain if they were real or not. And some of this track seemed to be a vehicle for the drummer rather than anything else. There was lots of dead space, really, where the drummer was going off on one and not much else was happening. And, okay, yeah, you could possibly say it's a drum solo, but it just didn't work for me. It just seemed a bit empty. And that outro one was far too long. And it had a fade out. There's an effing fade out. I liked it. I mean, there's a hook there that the hook exist, but I don't think it's as strong as it could be. I found the guy's voice quite flat. But then again, that style of music, the Robert sort of Smith style, drony vocal, it kind of worked. Good lyrics. There's a story going on there. I mean, it's got a very familiar sound to it. The mix was safe, I'd say. There's some nice performances going on there, but it didn't really have much dynamic in it as a mix, and didn't really go anywhere. It got a bit samey. I think it was about 4:20 long. You could probably cut that down to 3.5 minutes and have a better song. All
right, Ian, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's go to Tommy, find out what he thought. Tom, your thoughts on track number 1?
I kind of agree with Ian about cutting it down. Definitely, the drum solo didn't quite make it for me. It was a little overall too wet. And actually, it reminded me more of early Moody Blues than something from the 80s. And it was done okay. I still think the vocal could have been treated better because some of the words got lost for me. Like I said, the mix is overall too wet. I think the hook repeated a little too much. The outro was definitely too long. The intro, they could have done shorter. It's a nice, safe song. But nothing special, really.
All right, Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you. And now let's find out what our special guest, Carol Riordan from Butterflies Radio, thinks. Carol, what do you think of track number 1?
Well, I can actually name this track, and I can actually tell you who it sings it, if you like. It was actually, I don't know whether I'm allowed, but I can. It's called Never, and the artist is by Radio Drive. And yes, it is very retro 80s, and Radio Drive is pretty retro 80s. They're on our rotation. Kevin is a solo project from a guy called Kevin Gullickson, and he was a guest on our show a couple of months ago. And a very nice guy, and he really is into that stuff. And yes, this track reminds me a bit like Fiction Factory, Pet Shop Boys. I do agree in the fact that it's a little long for it's more like an album track, and I've got a feeling it was made as an album track, not as a single for a radio station. And I think Kevin included this for the show. I love the drums on this track, I have to agree, and I do love the guitar. I can't say whether it was mixed good or what, because to me I liked the track. It was my sort of, music.
All right, makes sense. All right, thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Makes sense. And as Carol has said, that is indeed Never by Radio Drive. We appreciate their sending that track into Music Scene Investigation.
I'd like to sort of, it's been a question brought up in the chat by Frozen. What exactly is a wet mix? And I think Tom will agree with me, I've answered the question, is when we say a wet mix, we mean too much reverb.
Yeah, too many effects, too much going on after the actual instrument is played.
All right, well, that makes sense. And, of course, we appreciate any questions anybody has in the audience or otherwise. And if you want to send your questions via email, you can do that as well. Very simple to do. You can send it down to there, rich@icweekly.net, or you can hit up Ian at msi.icweekly.net. Either way it works, and the other side. There you go. That's too far. That's okay. There. Oh, never mind. All right, we have 2 more songs to get to, so let's get to track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Here it is, everyone. Hope you enjoy it.
How many times must I fall on my face just to get to know you better? And how many times must I break myself up just to get over your rejection? She's a thing of confusion, but I wish to know her a little better. And every time I feel much clearer online, oh, with a female companion. And I can never walk away. No, it's clearer than a brighter day. No, I can never think of another way. Without a female companion. She knows my ways, knows my ways, knows my ways. But she won't admit it. She likes drama. She rather question who I am and what I do. Wonders why I'm not on board with negative feelings. Yeah. And no, I can never walk away. And no, it's clear than a brighter day. And I can't see no other way. Without a female companion. Yeah.
Track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. I'm trying to keep up with things. Part of our audience today is not in the chat room. Of course, not everybody likes to be in the chat room. So I've got Twitter up on the phone here. Kiva Atkins, Johns Atkins from Indie Music Views is wanting Ian to say her name. So can you say Kiva?
Kiva Atkins.
There you go. That works. All right, Tommy, your thoughts on track number 2, sir?
Well, I kind of liked it until it got to the breakdown at the end. That's where it really showed its weakness. The vocals were cool, but could have been a lot tighter and a lot stronger. I liked the jazzy feel of it. It had a nice groove. The mix could have been clearer, but that breakdown ending would have been a perfect place to bring in the harmonies much stronger and more present. And maybe not cut it back down to, like, I think it was halftime or whatever. Just keep the groove going all the way through. But I liked it.
All right, Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now over to Carol Riordan. Carol, tell us what you thought about track number 2.
Well, I have to be honest. Now it's past. I can't even remember it. That's how I thought of it. Didn't stick in my mind. I thought it was pretty boring, if I could say that.
You can say
his
whatever
voice,
you want. Sure.
I feel he was trying to be a bit like Jamiroquai, only a bit slower. I did not like the break at the end. I thought that was terrible, to coin a phrase. And I'm pretty sure we don't have this on our rotation. And if we did, no, I don't think it would get on our rotation. I wouldn't pass it for sure. And I don't think Mark would, to be honest. Yes, musically it was okay, but it's not my cup of tea, I have to admit.
All right, Carol, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And now over to Ian, the man who says Kiva better than anyone else, apparently. Ian, what do you think?
Kiva.
She's going to love that.
I'm just going to say it all through the show now. Kiva. Anyway, I found the mix on this very flat. There was a lot going on. There was guitars and bass and synths and keys, and I think there was some horns in there as well. But everything was sat in the same tonal range. There was no separation on EQs, and everything was just mushing together. The drums sounded good, definitely programmed, but they worked. But it was like the instruments were sitting off the drums were sitting off the instruments, and the vocals that had been recorded in a totally different studio with a totally different ambience. And without the track being mixed properly first, just sort of stuck on over the top. I think someone in the chat said it was like the vocals and the rest of the music are from two different planets, and I couldn't agree more. They just sounded so separate. For once, the vocals I thought were too dry. The mix was inconsistent with all the backing vocals and that coming in and out. And it just didn't sit with the music, the vocal at all. I mean, I like the guy's voice. I like what he's trying to do with it. He's got something funky going on there. Lyrically, hooks disappeared, a bit like Carol. I can't really remember anything from that, except the guy had a good enough voice. But so I think there was only a good hook. The ending was unnecessary. Didn't need that. I would have liked it just to sort of go out, even with a bit of scatting on the vocals, just to give it a bit of lift in the sort of style he's doing. And there was some timing issues in there as well. I don't know if anyone else noticed on some of the stabs when it was sort of coming to segues into parts and stuff like that. Things just weren't clicking and locking together like they should. This needs a lot of attention, especially on that mix. You need to bring that together, make it sound like one track, because at the moment it sounds like two different ones.
All right, I appreciate it, Ian. Thank you very much. Now, the name of that song is Female Companion, and that's from a group called BooBooCousins, and we appreciate their sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. And I want to remind everybody, while I have the time, if you need, or if you're an indie artist out on the net, you're looking for publicity, all you got to do is get on the bus. Find the indie music bus, follow them, have Walter and the crew listen to your music. Maybe they'll get you on the bus. It's constantly running 24/7, and we hope you take a look at him. All right, guys and gal, we have one more track to listen to on today's broadcast. Let's do it right now. This is track number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Here we go.
from the top told me I'm weak. So I pull on my wool and inherit the meek. I'm too far gone to ever turn back. Your love is gasoline, and I'm looking for a match. You wanted the truth, and I never held back. No.
Song number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation. We're going to go straight to Carol now, find out what she thought of track number 3. Carol, your thoughts?
Well, I actually like that track. Well, not all of it. I thought it was a bit too long, first of all. 5 minutes and 34 is far too long for a track for a radio, I think. But it was a very excellent track. I couldn't quite hear the vocals. I would have liked that to come up a bit because I love to listen to the lyrics. And there was one particular lyric in there I liked. I think it said, "Love is gasoline, and I'm looking for a match," or something like that, which I thought was pretty clever. Reminiscent to me of Noel Gallagher from Oasis in a way, his voice, and I don't know whether they might have been influenced by Oasis. They sounded similar to them. Love the guitar work in it, really, really good. And I love the way it started off acoustic and then went into the beat just came in, and I liked that bit. And I think if it was cut down and remixed a little bit better, I would definitely put it on the rotation, and I know Mark would too. I've got a feeling Mark would like that track, but I do think it needs a little bit of work. I don't know where, but I'm sure Tommy and Ian will let me know where it needs work. But yeah, I quite like that one actually.
All right,
definitely.
I appreciate it, Carol. Thank you so much, and let's find out from Ian. Ian, what do you think?
Awesome, loved it. Rocking track, lots going on. And lots going on that's been very well done. I mean, the drummer was driving that track throughout the whole song. And my biggest problem with the track was that the bass player wasn't there with him. Bass was there, but it needed to come up and really, really drive that track. Great guitars, good sounds, great tones, a little too loud for my liking. As I know what they're trying to do, and trying to get that big guitar sound can be difficult, and you end up just pumping the volume rather than getting the sound. And they've gone for the volume on this, and from the get-go of the intro, with that really rich acoustic sound that comes in, panned over to the left, and the vocal sat down, and you've got that sort of feedback, synthy sort of sound coming on the other side. It worked, but that acoustic was dominating, and the rest of the guitars done that throughout the track. So the vocal was lost, and the bass did lack presence. As I said, drummer was awesome. I did like the guy's voice. I think they sound nothing like Oasis, and I say that as a good thing, because there's only one thing worse than Oasis, and that's an Oasis tribute band. But no, it didn't sound like Oasis. It's more that sort of Americana, post-grunge rock. I mean, it's a safe arrangement. It's all been done before. It's nothing outstandingly new. But what has been done very well. Just the little touches, the solo breaks with the little ooze coming underneath that. It was too long, at 5 minutes 34, especially for sort of radio play and stuff like that. You could easily chop out some of that outro and maybe take out one of the guitar breaks, because there was a couple in there. And, you know, get that down to a much better sort of more single-orientated length. But otherwise, I mean, what's to be said? This is a really well-recorded track. Has got a few mix issues, but and the backing vocals. There were some really nice backing vocals going on there as well, and I couldn't hear them. They need bringing up in that mix.
All right, Ian, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And now over to Mr. Tom Chianti. Tom, what do you think of 3?
Well, overall, I liked it, but the intro, I didn't like the guitar. Well, the guitar pan didn't bother me, but the vocal panning wasn't working for me. You know, I appreciated that, you know, when the beat and everything came in, they went to the vocal in the center. It just seems the intro was a little loose, that the silence in between didn't seem in time to me, or just too long. The backing vocals were interesting. They should have been brought up. They should have paid more attention to the vocal mix in its entirety to really bring them up, because the vocalist was doing a good performance. And the guitars are cool, and the drummer was really drumming, and the guitarist was really strumming. But it seemed a little crowded. Panning issues, EQ issues, what have you. It definitely could use with an edit and a better mix, bring those background vocals, up or out in the mix, and then the lead vocal out, clear up the guitars, make the bass more powerful, and tighten up that intro, or find a different way to go about getting the same effect, or shorten the space between the dead space between the intro and bringing in the beat. But getting past the intro, I really liked it. It, had enough energy and stuff going, and there are mix issues, as I've said, and it is long. But it didn't seem as long, as some of the songs that we've had on here that are over 5. Some of them that have been over 5, I've been hanging myself by 2:20. This, I could listen through, and it didn't seem as long as it was. So that's a positive thing for them.
All right, Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now take some time to introduce that song to you. The track is called Too Far Gone by the Poppy Brothers. Too Far Gone. We appreciate the Poppy Brothers sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. I want to take the time to invite everybody on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and 10:30 p.m. GMT to join us over on MSI Radio for Music Scene Investigation's Indie Inquest. We'll bring you indie news, music news in general. We'll do some app reviews for you, and you'll get to hear my pick out of these songs. So, and that's, of course, after our panelists get their picks. So right now we're going to turn it over to them to let them decide on a song of the week. So I turn it over to our panelists and let them argue it out.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm definitely going, despite what you say, Ian, I still think it had a bit of an Oasis feel to the song. I'm going for that. I'm not a big Oasis fan, but it had a little bit of that sound. I'm going for track number 3 because I loved, lots of it. The guitars, I wanted to hear a bit more. The drumming was great. I'm really love drumming. So, yes, I'm definitely going for that. That captivated me. Cut it down a little bit more, mix it a bit better, and that's got me. We'll definitely put that on the rotation. I'm going to actually get in touch with those guys, see what else they've got. I like them.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna go with my Antipodean friend and fellow UK Bristolian as well, and go with number 3 by far the best song of the week. Number 3.
Tommy?
Hey, you bothering me?
I am.
Well, why rock the boat? I mean, actually, I liked it, even with its problems, especially that intro. I like number 3 the best. I think it had the most going for it. There's definitely something there.
All right, so there you have it, a unanimous decision. Song number 3 from the Poppy Brothers, Too Far Gone, is our song of the week this week. I want to thank our panelists all for being with us, especially you, Carol. Thank you so very much for being here. Your first time through, not as hard as what you thought it is it?
No, it was actually it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was worth getting up at 6 o'clock. Well, actually, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get myself up and awake. So it was fun. And thank you for inviting me. I know. Well, I thought I'd better put a little bit on, But thank you for inviting me, guys. It was great. I mean, I hope I did okay. Like I said, I'm not very technical, but I do know what I like and what I don't like. And it's been fun.
You did well. You did perfectly well. And
absolutely excellent.
And if anybody wants to find out more about you, Carol, they can do so over at butterfliesradio.com. Again, thanks for being with us. Thanks to Tom. Thanks to Ian as well. Thanks to you out in the chat room. Again, if you're an indie musician, want to get your music on Music Scene Investigation, head over to musicsceneinvestigation.com. Hit the Submit a Song button at the top of the page. That's where you start from. We're going to play out with the Poppy Brothers and Too Far Gone here after Ian interrupts me. Ian, sir.
You didn't remind people to go and witness the show. If you're watching the show, click on the Be a Witness button and let us know your thoughts. Let us know what song you think was the best this week.
Yeah, you guys always
wait
to the end of the show to do that. You should do it right up front, Rich.
Well, you know, we do that, and we try and remind everybody about the same time as when I throw it to you guys to decide a song of the week. So, in the excitement of everything, you know, sometimes these things slip by. But do
And
be a
next
witness. Do be a witness. And next week, Ian,
Who have we got on the show, Rich?
why don't you tell us? It's that voice guy, I think.
It's that voice guy, Mr. Ken Scott. So Kiva's going to be happy because she can get Ken to say Kiva in all of his different voiceover voices.
There you are. So join us for Mr. Ken Scott next week right here on MusicSceneInvestigation.com. We're playing out with the Poppy Brothers. Thanks for being with us, everyone. We really appreciate it.
Bye.
You've got some heart stuck in your teeth. I'm a lamb to the kill in a world full of sheep. A call from the top told me I'm weak. So I pull on my wool and inherit the meek, meek, meek. I'm too far gone to ever turn back.